Doug MPA back with another video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button on the way in. I'd really appreciate it. It shows you support me and the content on this channel. So guys, this story is 2 weeks old and it is about the wage gap. We're in 2023 and we're still talking about that thing. The wage gap reminds me of, you guys remember in Marvel movies when they talked about Hydra, the criminal organization, and that guy said, Hydra, if you cut off one head, two grow in its place. That's arguments about the wage gap. Just when you think we're starting to make headroom on this thing about how it's a myth and how these general numbers only talk about hours worked total between men and women, stories like these keep popping up. So let's get into this and see what they have to say in 2023 about the wage gap. Let's go.
An analysis of Census Bureau data shows American women typically earn 82 cents for every dollar a man makes. That gap is even larger for Black and Hispanic women.
Colleen Sikora spoke with two Arizona researchers about some of the ways that they're trying to understand and address the disparity.
Trying to understand and address the disparity. You guys remember that WNBA bit that Bill Burr did about women and men making different amounts in sports, and he's talking about how he's watching that news program and those male anchors had to sit there while some woman was like, I don't know why women make less. So they had to sit there and act like they didn't know why when they knew why. This is this right here. They're still acting like they don't know why men make more than women. And I guarantee you these two researchers are women. I guarantee it. Let's see.
It's numbers. Both ASU's Amanda Sharkey
It's depressing.
and University of Arizona's Mary Rigdon know well.
That pesky wage gap.
Pew Research Center finding in an analysis of 2022 U.S. Census Bureau data, women in the U.S. make 82 cents for every dollar a man makes.
So I wonder if they factor in not only all of the regular criteria as to why a man makes more, men work more hours, take less time off, whatever. What about the Great Recession at the end of 2021 into 2022, where all those millions of people quit their jobs in the United States and 80% of them were women? I wonder if they took that into account in their study. Probably not.
Years before, that number was 80 cents for every dollar. According to Pew's analysis, Black women earned 70 cents for every white man's dollar, and Hispanic women just 65 cents.
We have to come up with solutions to this problem.
Both women recently studying issues related to the gap with colleagues. Sharkey examining how wage gap transparency affects employers. This study looking at Glassdoor evaluations for companies in the UK.
What we found was essentially that the firms that were disclosing a large gender wage gap were really not seeing a decline in their evaluation.
Sharkey believing employees might have found it difficult to figure out if that personally affected them.
On a more positive note, what we did find was that firms that disclosed a very small or almost equal pay gap did see a bump in their ratings.
Rigdon looking at a theory behind the wage gap.
Recently, there's been this new sort of behavioral economics explanation that women are less competitive and less risk tolerant than men.
They are. Guys, we know for a fact that women are averse to confrontation. Women like things like flexibility at work. Here's the thing. It's so rare to see hyper-competitive women that they have what's called the queen bee syndrome or the boss bee syndrome. It's a real thing. Women want to go along to get along in general. So the behavior is real. Let's see what else she has to say.
Finding, though, that's not true. Women are as competitive as men, but motivations matter.
And so we're thinking of if you have a reward system that's perceived as a shared one, rather than one that disproportionately benefits those in the C-suite, in the corporate suite, maybe women would find managerial positions more attractive.
So what does that even mean? Here's the thing. There's certain aspects and traits that go along with getting to the C-suite of a company. You have to be hyper competitive, hyper masculine, confrontational, not take any BS. A lot of guys don't have those qualities. And you want to reel back that so more women can be involved. And here's the thing about it. America and the UK, the West, are the only people that are questioning the aspects of the productive people in our society. You think China, Russia, African countries, other Eastern European companies or India are questioning this at all? No. So you want Americans and American workers to be less competitive to include women? Nah, ain't happening.
Both agree it's a complex issue that needs multiple solutions.
We need to find allies. We need to find people who we can tell this information to and who can help move this needle forward.
Knowing at the current rate the wage gap is closing, it will be at least decades before a dollar paid to a woman equals a dollar paid to a man.
There's never going to be equal wage gap as long as women are having children. And then here's the thing. Think about this. This is in the context of a nuclear family. I want to try and find a study on single moms. I guarantee you single mothers take more time off of work and are less engaged at work because they have children all by themselves. Okay, I don't mind that they're doing studies on this type of thing, but they have to take in all the factors. Okay, this general 82 cents on a dollar is not enough. The word is out there. We know that that's false. Okay, they need to do studies that really look into this and risk making men look good, women look bad maybe. Put in the comments what you think about this. Are you surprised that the wage gap is still a thing in 2023? What do you think? Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.